Hey everyone, thank you so much for stopping back by. If you're new, welcome. If not, welcome back. I'm excited to do this today because I have never, I don't think, compared across brands similar fragrances for the purpose of saying, are they companions? Something I've been meaning to do, and here we are. So, pink sugar, sparkling sugar. Pink Sugar is by Aquolina. Sparkling Sugar is by Clean. It's the Clean Reserve line. And the first thing that I thought when I saw Sparkling Sugar is how similar is it to Pink Sugar? I own Pink Sugar already. I gave it to my daughter. It, for me, felt a little juvenile. It's nice, but it wasn't really my thing after I tried it. I don't even know that I reviewed it before. If I did, I'll link it overhead. If you don't see a link overhead, I didn't review it. And that makes sense because I didn't wear it. I just, I bought it, I tried it, and I didn't love it for me. So I gave it to my daughter. Now, Sparkling Sugar intrigued me because I love Clean's fragrances. I've only had a couple of instances where I wasn't enamored, and that's going to come up later. So put a pin in that. But there were only a few instances where I was not enamored with those scents. And I figured it'd be worth it to try Sparkling Sugar to see if I like this, if it's a good companion for Pink Sugar, or if it's similar in notes enough where I can say maybe it's a more grown up version of Pink Sugar. We'll see. We'll see. Let's talk about it. So let's compare sizes first. These are the two products. This is Pink Sugar, of course, this is Sparkling Sugar. Pink Sugar, it's 8 fluid ounces or 236 mils and fairly inexpensive. It's also a body mist formulation. So there are far fewer there's far less alcohol in this. This is not going to be as concentrated. Okay. Now, this is Clean Reserve. This is an eau de parfum. This is 10 milliliters, which is 0.34 fluid ounces. Much smaller and costs a bit more than this big bottle. Okay. So I have both of them on either arm now. I sprayed them at the exact same time. So I expect that the arm with pink sugar, um, yeah, it's barely there. Whereas sparkling sugar, I can smell a lot stronger, but we're going to get into the notes and then we'll compare a little bit. And then I'll talk to you about the thing that I mentioned before about clean and how it's mostly hits, but every now and then a miss. Okay, so the top note for pink sugar is raspberry, orange, bergamot, and fig leaf. The mid notes are cotton candy, licorice, strawberry, red berries, and lily of the valley. And the base notes are caramel, vanilla, musk, tonka, and sandalwood. Okay, so that is for pink sugar. Immediately, you get fruit, you get some gourmand. It's sweet. That's what you're getting, sweet candy like. It is a very sweet fragrance. It leaves an impression of sweetness on you. Okay. Now, going to sparkling sugar, you have opening on the top, cassis berries and ambrette seeds. You have mid notes of peach nectar, jasmine petals, and pink sugar. And then you have base notes of white musk, tonka bean, and blonde woods. Okay. So, yes, you're getting some fruit, you're getting some sweetness with sparkling sugar, but you're also getting a good bit of floral too. You've got floral on the top. You've got more wood on the bottom. You don't have any actually gourmands on the base of sparkling sugar, though you do have some fruit up top, but you don't have nearly as much fruit or as many sweet elements on the top and mid notes as you do with pink sugar. Okay. So we already said that this is a body mist. This is not going to last you as long as this. However, what you need to know is beyond the opener, which there are some similarities when you spray both of them, the opening, the top notes, quite similar, except this smells a little fruitier, but still very similar on the top. However, the trick comes in with the dry down because this pink sugar dried down remains very sweet. It remains very sweet, not a hint of floral, just sweet cotton candy. That's what it smells like. For cotton candy to be the mid note in pink sugar, it lasts quite a while. It is very sweet. It's a lasting scent, okay? For sparkling sugar, it gives more floral. And the funny thing is, the floral parts of it are still sweet, but nowhere near as sweet as pink sugar. And you get more of the musk and wood in it. So, if I could say anything about these two, yeah, you could consider sparkling sugar to be the grown up version of pink sugar. However, I would dare say they're not really the grown up version of one versus the other, or the big sister and little sister version. They're definitely cousins. Similar family structure, but they don't share a ton in common other than just being sweet on the front end. When they dry down, they take on very different essences, very, very different. And so, if you really like one or the other, that's not a guarantee you're going to like the other, if that makes sense. Loving pink sugar does not mean you'll like sparkling sugar, and vice versa. You're not going to necessarily be a fan of pink sugar just because you like sparkling sugar. Here's the thing though, I mentioned that I pretty much love all of Clean's fragrances except for a few. And one of them that I was not enamored with, this smells similar to, I believe it was Radiant Nectar that it was okay, but I wasn't in love with it, right? I believe it was Radiant Nectar. I had Radiant Nectar and Solar Bloom, and I reviewed them both around the same time. And I think it was Radiant Nectar that it was okay. This shares, that is sparkling sugar, shares a lot of the same notes. In fact, when I went to look and I smelled it and I said, this smells similar to another Clean fragrance. That is not unusual when you buy from a singular line, especially if you buy as many fragrances from a line as I have bought from Clean. It's not unusual to get back and say, oh my gosh, this smells similar to something else from them. What is it? And what I found was that this is very similar to Radiant Nectar. Some of the notes, such as opening with ambrette, having fruit and musk mixed in, fruit in the mid, and then musk and wood on the base, that's exactly the same. So if you like Radiant Nectar and you like the essence of peach, give sparkling sugar a shot because this really does smell quite similar to Radiant Nectar. If you like Radiant Nectar, you'll probably like this too, honestly. So, wear time, of course, body mist is not going to last that long. This is going to last longer if you prefer an eau de parfum. Sparkling sugar is going to last you longer. Um, I think as far as value, it's a good value either way if you love the scent, because there's a lot of product in this body mist. This is a big bottle, okay? And I barely used any. My daughter has used some. It's about halfway because I gave this to her. I'm going to give her this too because she'll like this. Um, what you need to know is it really depends on what you prefer as far as dry down and how much you want to spray or have to reapply. If you don't mind reapplying, then any perfume basically is up for grabs. If you don't mind reapplying, if you do not want to reapply every 2 to 3 hours, then you're going to go for this, okay? You're going to go for sparkling sugar because it's just going to wear longer. Um, the reapplications aside, pink sugar is going to give you so much more fruitiness. It's going to be much, much sweeter. You're going to smell like a piece of candy. And if you like that, this is what you need. You do not need this. This is nice, but it is not a candy fragrance. This is definitely sweet, but very mature. So that's something that you have to weigh between the two to figure out which one is going to be better for you. So, yeah, that is my comparison between the two. Don't think of them as big sister, little sister, or grown up version of either. Think of them as cousins. They might have some things in common, but they're different. They're very different. And you get the difference certainly when you let them sit for a while. So that's my thought. If you like either of these or you wear either of these, please let me know. I'd love to hear more. And if you have any questions or recommendations, please leave them below because I read all of the comments and respond as well. So Please take care. Have a great one, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.